So I'm coming from originally Northwest. Freiburg, it's a very small township. Come from a very humble family, humble beginnings, and I'm the very first person to graduate in my family at the age of 19, if I can say. Yes. Um, I grew up with my twin sister, yes, and I can say that we were not really best friends. She had her own friends, I had my own friends, and but for some reasons I was just older person, like age. My friends were 5 6 years younger than me, and I grew up like that until I reached varsity life. That's when I had to obviously leave them in secondary school, and then I came to varsity. So it was just a very I guess I was just living my childhood life on from like a very greatest point of not really having much expectations or giving some like social pressure. From a very young age, I knew that I have passion about teaching, and that changed when I reached my high school, because I'm a very good listener, but then other things they're not really worth listening to, because I for people who experience others with teachers and like, no, teaching doesn't have like much of success, you don't get paid much and all that. And obviously I was vulnerable at that stage, and I am now under confusion, so much turmoil, not knowing what exactly do I really want to study. I was just so confused, not even sure of my passion. So honestly, when I reached um, my matric level, I was still not sure of what would I like to become, because now I have drifted from becoming a teacher. It's not something that now it excites me, and because of studying so much hard for this numerical subject, mathematics and accounting, just to get 50%, I was just so done already about it in high school, and I didn't want to do anything that has to do with numbers when I got to varsity. So my trick or my plan was to apply for marketing management and business management, because I'm running away from like accounting and all that. So that's how I got to apply for those. Even I wasn't sure of any passion, but then I was, because of my positivity and my determination, I was like, no, I will definitely thrive. My mom was very supportive in terms of assisting me to apply for institutions, because I was in boarding school. She took me to boarding school. Um, so she helped me to apply manually, and we happened to apply for CPUT. Now, when we got accepted, I first started at University of Northwest, but nothing was working out. Um, it cost us lots of cash to gather the registration money. It was like thousands of money. So after getting through that predicament, now having to get the accommodation, I have to take a 12,000 deposit for the accommodation, and that's when we knew that this is the dead end. And she said to me, "Go to Western Cape, go to Cape Town. It's not like you're gonna find monsters there. You will figure it out. Just have positivity and go." And because of my mom's blessings, I came to Cape Town, and the other yeah, it's a homeboy. He also just helped me with like getting this side, so at least there was someone on my side. To be honest with you, I was still quite unsure of so much. So I was excited, yes, but it's like it was still unreal that I'm gonna go to Cape Town, because it's not something that I was just so sure about. That, you know what, when I finish my matric, I really want to see myself in Cape Town. So I didn't have that in me. But then everything sank when I was in Cape Town, and I was like, I'm actually doing this. But then there was not so much like excitement and just going this through happy and craziest moments that I will be in Western Cape. What what really now got me easy was that everything was accessible. I managed to get all like my necessities in place, the accommodation, the registration, everything that I was struggling with in Northwest. I got it sorted out within a week. And then that's when honestly I was able to come down and ready to hit my varsity journey. Okay. Um honestly, I am not the kind of person who gets to judge the situation or have to like question myself if I'm going to make it. I've never lived like this before. I've never been exposed to this kind of like living conditions. So I was not I was not too worried. I was just okay with what I found because I knew that it's temporary. So having to find myself in Marikana where the informal settlements are way beyond the normal circumstances, all I was worried about is like not having at least sufficient security, having to almost share and hear everything around outside as if you are sharing the room, the immediate room, the private room with other people. But then, other than that, I was just really very fine about everything. What really shook me was it was for the first time I had no idea that a human being could live like that. Your when you step out of your doorstep, already you are on the roads. It's hectic. The taxis are going up and down, and also, like even the like the size of the home, the house that you it's a home to someone else. It's not too realistic to become a home. Everything that you do, you do everything at one spot, everything. And the other thing is that it was more like even impossible to just do your laundry. You couldn't, like, there's no washing line. There's absolutely nothing, honestly. My greatest challenge was in 2018, um, when my twin sister was not getting a education. So when I was doing grade 12, she was doing grade 10, and she attends special school. She's a slow learner. So we were hoping that we were, because we also applied, we researched, we went to institutions and all that, and we knew that okay, at least within 3 months after she got her, because the highest grade was grade 10, and then after there was gonna be other, like, maybe highest education and all that. But the year passed, 2018 passed, and I could see that she's now getting depressed. She's getting antisocial and all that. And when I visit home in June, she wouldn't even be able to, like, look at me when I was leaving for Cape Town. It wasn't good knowing that I am progressing in life, and the person I came to this earth with, it's kind of like her life is still stagnant. You see, so honestly, it was not good at all. I remember that she went to TVET, and TVET it's a normal mainstream institution. And when she was there, she was crying because she said there are words that I couldn't pronounce. So she called my mom, and mama thought that it's signal, like, because she was trying to not to cry. And mama, she's like, I can't hear him. Can you please try to call her? And when I call her, I could sense that this person is crying. And I'm like, well, what's up? She's like, no, there are, I go to the class, and they were already writing a test. They said, okay, I must write the test. I wrote, but then I was completely blank. I didn't know what was happening. I couldn't pronounce other letters. I don't want to be here. So that's when I remember I cried a lot that evening. And but because of the person I am, I move out of the situation quite, like, I allow myself to feel the pain. I embrace the feelings and all that, no matter how unpleasant they can be, and I move. So I knew that later I have to study. So I knew that I got distinctions. I got my cum laude in 2017, and in 2018 I still had that oomph. I still had that motive that I'm not dropping down. I'm keeping my cum laude. So I was very grateful that I managed to get my cum laude even in second year against all the odds, all the unpleasant home situations. And I remember I also called my mom. I didn't have any money, so I called her. I asked for 100 rand, and she's like, I don't have it, baby. And that got to me. I didn't I regret why did I have to make that call, because now she's worried that, oh, my baby doesn't have 100 rand. So how would I advise someone who's actually the very first person, or someone who has been invested by the entire family, and now to not to disappoint them? It's that pressure itself, it triggers so many things. So I would just say that when you get to varsity, observe the space, remember your remember to not to lose the vision of your or the side of your vision. And the other thing is to practice consistency. I won't say develop it, you will have to practice it so that you can be very fine with your consistency. So what really helped me to have peace of mind and knowing that me succeeding and not disappointing myself, it's automatically taking like the rest of the family are all taken care of, meaning that if I don't disappoint myself, then there's no one who's going to be disappointed. So how I did it was to just ask myself a question: what if I do not give up? What if I just act like I'm an A student? What if I give it a try? So I did. I studied hard. I learned to prioritize. I practiced prioritization. So obviously we all have social life. No one, especially when I'm in Cape Town, no one wouldn't want to be out and all that. But then I knew that has to come first or third or second or third thing for me. So every day, my books were my daily bread, and I found happiness. I was content with that. My bubble was quite limited and protected, because that's what I created for myself. Those, you see, that was my highlight of varsity. That's when I really got to experience this excitement in me. I was not believing it, and I'm like, what is really happening? And I'm like, after all, you would think that behind the closed doors, when you are reading out, sweating and all that, no one recognizes that. Everything is recognized. So in Germany, I studied 10 modules, and that was for the first time having so many modules, and it was challenging. Honestly, my South African academic life was, for me, it was quite easy because of what I created for myself. But then when I got that side, obviously the syllabus, the curriculum, everything was quite different, the system, and I was studying hard because I could see that it's hard, but then I was not worried about that, and I passed very well. It was over average. I got my national diploma, and everything was PD, passed with distinction, and I felt so powerful. I felt so like that I'm the center of this academic life, and everything is just about me. Honestly, it felt so good to know that, um, to just see my intelligence in paper, you see. And also my status, because it was unfortunately it was a digital graduation, but my status there, people were passing, and it's like national diploma, my name was there, and it was like national diploma, and cum laude was there, and I'm like, yes, yes. So in 2020, that's when I finished my second qualification, and I got it in 2021 around June. I decided to have a photo shoot with my gown. It was the second graduation that was digital, but then I felt like I really just need to feel that warmth of a gown, graduation gown. The StudyRoom, it's an organization that helps with academic mentorship and coaching, for students and learners. So learners, it would be very selfish of me to not to share the warnings, to not to share the preventions, to not to share just like bright ideas or plans of how a learner can pass well, and how they can also build their varsity life to just have really a smooth journey, regardless of your academic, your family background, because I come from very humble beginnings, but I was able to create this bubble where I was content about everything. So what I did was I decided to wake up. I was not even planning to do it, but then I just found myself already going through Facebook, creating pages, and I had like less than 10 mentees, but then after a week already it was over 100. And that's when I realized that many people need my service and I'm not going to charge anyone for it. So the questions that I would being asked would, like, how do you ever procrastinate? How do you deal with that? How do you maintain your energy? You're all the time this enthusiastic person. You're not getting tired of, like, what if you come across a confusing question, and even you seem to have this open relationship with your lectures. It's like you don't fear them, you don't fear to be the center of the class, all eyes on you. And I'm like, there's so much confusion here, there's so much lack of confidence that is going on, and we all have the attributes to become a student or to just even excel. Yes. So that's when I decided to do the study room, and it's the platform that is on YouTube, on Facebook, and it's actually now registered as an NPO because it's growing. I'm getting hundreds of mentees. At least me per day, I will get 2 if I was to decide per day. Yes. My name is Tlamelo Lolokwane. I am an advanced diploma in management cum laude graduate. I am the founder of the study room, and this is my journey.